What does the Gucci smell like, you crazy rats? It's me, Mr. Dime Stealer. And today, we are here to watch another CBR. This one is their most powerful... Who's the most powerful Red Ranger of all time? I think this is like a ranking they're doing. The same with what they did in my last reaction, which was the Green Rangers. I mean, they mentioned that Tommy ranked number 1. So, spoiler alert. But let's see who the others are. Let's see the ranking.
You can't have a Power Rangers team without the Red Ranger. That's like having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without any peanut butter, don't you think? Without a Red Ranger, I'm pretty sure the whole team falls apart and Earth would have been doomed by goofy, bizarrely costumed evildoers a long time ago. But with so many Red Rangers over the years, there's one big question I just gotta ask. Who's the most powerful Red Ranger? Now, it's important to keep in mind that power can be measured in a lot of different ways, and this list will highlight each of the Red Ranger's skills, power levels, amount of heart, and just general style. Who's sitting at the top, and who hits rock bottom, whose costume kicks putty butt, and whose costume repulses even Rita. Well, it's morphin' time because we're about to get started right now.
Lock in, y'all.
Has there ever been a more powerful, more beloved, more legendary Power Ranger than Tommy? I don't think so. To many, Tommy is a bigger face to the franchise than Zordon. And that's really saying something, because he's a big face. Never mind. Seriously, I love Tommy almost as much as Tommy likes changing hairstyles to fit whatever era he's in. But really, it's hard for any Ranger to step out of Tommy's shadow because he's just that awesome. Sure, Tommy might be more well-known for being the Green Ranger or the White Ranger, but he was the Red Zeo Ranger as well as the first Red Turbo Ranger. No matter what color Ranger suit Tommy's wearing, you know you're in serious trouble if you ever have to face him in a fight. But his overall strength level and his sage wisdom and experience makes him the most powerful Red Ranger by far. Jason is the original Red Ranger, and the original leader of the first Power Rangers team we saw over here in the States. It's not an understatement to say that his Red Ranger set the stage for every Red Ranger going forward, thanks to Jason's general leadership abilities and demeanor. When you think of the Red Ranger, your mind would most likely go to Jason first, and for good reason. He's just the type of guy you look up to. There's a reason why Tommy picked Jason to be the Gold Zeo Ranger after all. You don't just go handing that responsibility off to anyone. And even though he looked awesome in that gold Zeo suit, it wasn't long before he had to return the powers, which was fine, because I think he looks better in red anyways.
Yep.
How do you think the pitch meeting for Power Rangers in space went? All right. Hear me out. Power Rangers, but in space. And then everyone clapped and cheered and went back to designing goofy-looking monsters. When we first meet Andros, the Red Space Ranger, he's operating on his own and has spent a good amount of time alone, dedicated to his mission. You see, like most Red Rangers we'll see on this list, he has some family drama and is determined to find his lost sister by any means necessary. Although he's a little different and doesn't quite understand Earth customs, he's an excellent Red Ranger. Besides the standard hand-to-hand combat mastery and the customary looking good in red requirement, Andros also is a great spy and has the added benefit of telekinesis. And full disclosure, the design for the Power Rangers in-space outfits are my favorite in the entire series. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree?
So far,
I think Wes from Power Rangers Time Force is one of the most interesting Red Rangers on this list. In a rare move, his Red Ranger isn't really the leader of his team. That honor goes to the Pink Time Force Ranger, Jen. But throughout the series, Wes has a fantastic character arc that sees him become the team's field commander and grow a lot as a person. He goes from this goofy jock struggling to find out what he wants to do with his life to a full-blown hero by the time the series ends. Because of his time with the Time Force Rangers, he found his true calling. He wouldn't accept destiny or fate and instead fought for the future he wanted, which is pretty admirable. Plus, he ended the series as the commander of the Silver Guardians alongside his redeemed BFF, Eric, aka the Quantum Ranger, and that was one epic partnership.
True.
After Tommy needed a new Red Ranger to lead the team in Power Rangers Turbo, he chose
TJ. I'm sorry, but I don't think he deserves to be at this high up. Maybe I'd have to see the rest. I have to see the rest in order to figure out where to place him.
TJ did on the Red Duds, and I think that was an excellent choice. TJ just oozes courage and strength, and he proved right away why he was worthy of being the Red Ranger. He had always wanted to be a Power Ranger growing up and got his chance when he happened to see Tommy captured by evil forces and sprung into action to save him. Admiring the bravery, Tommy made him the Red Turbo Ranger. And sure, the end of the Turbo series sees the Power Rangers essentially lose as Zordon is kidnapped, but don't blame TJ for that. Blame the fact that the show wanted to set up Power Rangers in space. After that, TJ became the Blue Ranger. But he still kept his overall leadership abilities and helped lead the space team when Andros was too busy figuring out how to eat pretzels or something. Although Lauren wasn't introduced until near the end of Power Rangers Super Samurai, which was the second season of the Power Rangers Samurai arc, she still made a lasting impact. In a twist, it was revealed that the Red Samurai Ranger we'd gotten to know over the course of the show wasn't the true Red Samurai Ranger. In fact, it was his sister, Lauren, who was the rightful 18th head of the Shiba clan. Lauren probably had the most difficult transition because she essentially had to take over a team that didn't quite accept her right away. But even though she was only in 5 episodes, she easily proved her strength and power as a Red Ranger, uniting the team under her leadership and proving why she was the only one capable of sealing the enemy away forever. The great thing about some of these Red Rangers is how they start off completely on the wrong foot, but then grow into better characters. And oh man, Connor definitely fits the bill here. He's the Red Ranger in the Dino Thunder series, and our first introduction to him sees him cutting class to play soccer and insulting women, so yeah, he had a long way to go. But thankfully, once he became the Red Ranger, he started to mature and evolve and grew into a very capable, very strong Ranger overall. Because Tommy was essentially the leader of the team during this time, because, duh, it's Tommy, Connor didn't necessarily have a whole lot to do, but did eventually exemplify all the great things a Red Ranger should be. And trust me, you don't want to challenge this guy to a soccer match. Carter from Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue just looks like a hero, doesn't he? You look at him and think to yourself, yeah, he's a definite Red Ranger. Like, I look at him and just feel the urge to go out and rescue a kitten from a tree or something. He also has one of the best, most epic backstories of any Red Ranger ever. As a kid, Carter was saved from a burning building by a mysterious stranger and decided to become a firefighter himself. He quickly became Mariner Bay's best daredevil firefighter and was very quick to accept his Red Ranger leader role and start fighting the evil forces all around him. Yeah, Carter is definitely a good role model overall, even if he is a little headstrong from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jason again, but not the cheesy 90s version of Jason we've all come to love and appreciate. This Jason is the Jason from the 2017 Power Rangers movie. Yeah, that movie wasn't a game changer, and it didn't light up the box office, which means we'll probably never see this version of Jason again. But that actually makes me a little sad. This Jason grows into his leadership role a lot quicker than other Rangers on this list, which makes sense because this was a movie and not a TV show, but he had a surprising amount of depth. At least, I think he did? Oh, now I can't remember. All I think about when thinking about this movie is how much I now want a Krispy Kreme donut. Donut. Who was I talking about again? Can you believe Shane started the series not even believing the Power Rangers?
First off, let me start by saying I cannot forgive this guy's actor. Well, rumor has it that before Pua passed away, he was a wife beater, and he threatened to kill his daughter if his wife went to the police. But that hasn't been confirmed yet. So, why am I saying yet like it is going to get confirmed? It was never confirmed, so, I don't know. Either way, I don't condone wife beating, so, or any type of beatings at all, unless it's absolutely necessary, if you get what I'm trying to say here. Anyways, back to the video.
Existed? Come on, Shane. Were you just ignoring all the news reports about giant robot versus monster fights that were happening for like the last few years? Well, that makes sense. Who has time to watch the news when you're too busy skateboarding or shredding it up or whatever the cool kids call it nowadays? Despite his overall addiction to skateboarding and extreme sports, Shane was actually a pretty solid Red Ranger, which surprises me a lot. I would think that a team of Power Rangers that were all adrenaline junkies would annoy me a little bit, but they were surprisingly easy to root for. Max Red Ranger from Power Rangers Operation Overdrive had to deal with some pretty heavy stuff. Yeah, the Overdrive season is one of my personal least favorite seasons, and a lot of that has to do with the characters. But it did manage to deliver us a pretty good twist with the fact that Mac is actually an android. Imagine finding out that your whole life is a lie and you are actually an advanced machine? That's insane. And it gave Mac a pretty juicy storyline to work with. And the fact that he actually turned into a human at the end of the season? Wowza. But yeah, his androidness definitely gave him a power boost in battle. Sometimes Red Rangers are born great. Other Red Rangers have greatness.
Okay, what is Leo doing this far back? Number 12? Come on. But, okay. I gotta see who's up. Matter of fact, we have yet to see Jack. We have yet to see Casey. Who else have we not seen? We haven't seen Troy. I'm guessing he's all the way in the back, as he should be. We haven't seen Jaden. We haven't seen Nick. We haven't even seen my handsome god, Scott. My personal favorite Red Ranger. My second would be Tyler. But let's see about Leo.
Thrust upon them. That's basically the idea behind Leo from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. In the beginning of the season, the Rangers have to pull swords out of stones. You know, because that makes sense. And Leo's brother actually pulled the Red Ranger's sword, but dies before he can transform, leaving Leo to pick up the sword and take it from there. Obviously, that really messed with Leo's confidence and self-esteem since he had to grapple with the fact that he wasn't the original one to pull the sword, and therefore questioned his worthiness. But throughout Lost Galaxy, he proved himself to be a great Red Ranger. Although he could make a great leader at times, Tyler from Power Rangers Dino Charge was often bogged down by one of his biggest character flaws, obsessing over finding the truth behind his father's disappearance. Tyler, come on. That happened like 10 years ago. Get over it. Obviously, I'm kidding. That's a very important thing to be worried about. But his overall quest did hamper his ability to lead the team. But I'm willing to forgive that because of how extra his costume was at times. Seriously, where can I get a pair of one of those spiky shoulder spikes things? That just looks awesome. Although he wasn't the Red Ranger until the very end of Power Rangers SPD, Sky is one of the more interesting additions to the...
Ain't no way you just put Sky before Jack. Nah. This is racism. I don't care what y'all say. This is absolute racism right here. What in the world? We didn't even get to see Sky be a Red Ranger. What are you on about? I mean, in just one episode, but we're counting for one episode now. I wouldn't be surprised. As of now, I wouldn't be surprised if he put Bridge before Jack now. I wouldn't be surprised if he put Charlie before Jack now. Oh, Jesus. And if you don't know who Charlie is, it's the A Squad SPD Red. Because the ones we got were B Squad. So Charlie is the leader of the A Squad. If you get what I'm trying to say here. This is stupid. There's rain. I don't know if you can hear it. But back to the video.
List, because his whole journey from the start of the show to the end is his becoming a better person worthy of being the Red Ranger. Because let me tell you, he did not start out that way. He wanted to be the Red Ranger more than anything in his life and thought he was better than anyone else. That's no excuse for being a jerk, Sky. By being forced to be the Blue Ranger, he was incredibly humbled throughout the show and eventually earned the title of Red Ranger.
No, he didn't.
Special thanks to Hyper RPG for this next one. The Power Rangers brand extends beyond just movies and TV shows, and one of the more exciting additions is Power Rangers Hyperforce, which is a tabletop RPG web series. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The Red Ranger of that experimental format is Marv, and he has some pretty nifty powers if I do say so myself. The Hyperforce Red Ranger has control over fire and can shoot flame attacks at his enemies. So if you thought Red Rangers were cool before, just imagine one of them shooting fire out of their hands. Alright.
This one right here can do that. Nick can do that. Leo can do that. This nigga don't know shit, bro. He's dumb as hell. Nick.
Nick from Power Rangers Mystic Force isn't a great character. In fact, he suffers from perhaps too much focus when in reality, he just wasn't that interesting. But his
Right.
power levels can't really be denied here. He had the chance to become the most powerful wizard ever, which says something. But alas, he kept giving up on himself, which was pretty lame. He
Exactly.
even turns evil in the finale, which shows just how powerful he could be. And in the end of his show, he decides to give up being the Red Ranger so he can go on a cross-country motorcycle trip with his parents? Yeah, cool move, Nick. You could have been great, but alas, it wasn't meant to be.
Literally.
Scott from Power Rangers RPM also could have placed much higher on this list if he wasn't so obsessed with cars. Like if I was dangling from a cliff and called Scott for help, he would probably want to finish washing his car or changing his oil first before coming to rescue me. And his personality can be a bit abrasive. He's just stubborn and cocky, which to be fair, a lot of Red Rangers are, but it's sometimes a little tough to watch. But his saving grace is at the end of the day, he does have the heart of a true hero.
This nigga don't know shit. Oh my god.
You would think Alex from Power Rangers.
Oh my god. I know he did not just put Alex on this damn list. What the... I will say this. I hate Alex with everything in me. He's the worst ranger of all time. He's the most annoying character of all time. He's a piece of... You know where I'm going with this. I want to break something right now. This guy is really starting to piss me off right now.
Time Force isn't that powerful. I mean, he dies in the very first episode, so how
Exactly.
powerful could he truly be? But psych, he's actually still alive and helps the Time Force Rangers in secret from a dark room in the future. Although probably a much better fighter and tactician than his ancestor Wes, we quickly learn that Alex has some serious flaws when it comes to wanting to save lives and do what's right, which is why he's relatively low on this list. There's more to being a Red Ranger than just raw strength, Alex.
Did you just say that? Dude! You're making a list of strongest Red Rangers. Did you forget? Oh my god.
Out of anyone on this list,
Racism.
Jack from Power Rangers SPD probably has some of the best powers. He has the ability to phase through solid objects, which is incredibly helpful for a Power Ranger. But the reason why Jack isn't higher here is because ultimately, he didn't want to be a Red Ranger in the first place. At his core, he wants to help people in need and isn't afraid to put himself in danger to save others, but wants to do it in a way other than being a ranger. So although his heart is definitely in the right place, his lack of interest in actually being the Red Ranger works against him.
He almost risked his
Epic
life.
Brody is epically cool and the epic Red Ranger for the epic Power Rangers Ninja Steel arc. Oh, sorry. Just thinking about Brody makes me think of the word epic a lot. The dude says it every chance he gets. Come on, Brody. I get that you're in a world full of ninjas and robots and whatnot, but not everything has to be epic. But I can't be too hard on Brody. He's a beacon of positivity and quite the martial artist. I'd want someone like Brody as a leader in just about anything, wouldn't you?
No.
It's always fun to see how a Red Ranger gets that specific title. For
Whoa,
Casey-
whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. You put Casey below Brody? Nope. Nope. I'm not doing it. I want to throw something right now. What are we doing here? This nigga's stupid. This guy's IQ has to be negative 500. Because what in the... How dare you put Casey below Brody?
In Power Rangers Jungle Fury, it was by standing up to a bully. Although Jared had been training for a long time to be the Red Ranger, the relatively new Casey stood up to him when Jared was being a big jerk to a younger student. Master Mao saw this and was like, oh yeah, sure, Casey, you're the Red Ranger now. And although he was pretty inexperienced and had trouble following orders, he eventually grew into a full-fledged teacher, which was a little surprising, but sure, I'll go with it.
Didn't even say anything bad about him. Yet you have him at 21, gang. Fuck off.
Alright, we're getting to the bottom of the rankings now.
You're gonna put Brody and Troy the same level as Casey? You better not let me find you, bro. I'm a Ogai Baso, you dumbass. Do not let me find you. Don't let me find you. Or I'm a Ogai Baso you.
So I have to apologize to Troy from Power Rangers Megaforce for placing him so low. There's nothing inherently wrong with Troy. It's just that he's so bland and barely has any character development throughout the course of the series. He's just kind of there. His costume looks cool, but that doesn't make up for him basically being the vanilla ice cream of Red Rangers. When your biggest power is that you're so empathetic with nature that you can communicate with animals, it means you should go back to the drawing board. Cole from Power Rangers Wild Force was the Red Lion Ranger and spent his life roaming the wilderness. Although that could be a pretty neat backstory, it doesn't make up for Cole's lackluster development or characterization. Maybe someone else should have led the team. Alright, I actually really like Jaden from Power Rangers Samurai. So why is he so low on this list? Well, because his whole arc leads up to the fact that he wasn't the true Red Ranger for his series. And sure, Jaden was cool for most of Power Rangers Samurai, but as soon as we met Lauren, I immediately wanted more time with her. Plus, Jaden lacks a personality as he's more stoic and serious most of the time, which can be a serious snooze fest.
True.
Well, someone's gotta be last, right? Sorry, Rocky. I know you just want to have fun and play pachinko all the time, but you just never really fit as the Red Ranger. And sure, you were put in a tough position, having to replace Jason in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and having to occupy the same space as the alpha male Tommy. But you could have tried to be a bit more interesting rather than mope around about feeling useless, couldn't you? I guess not. Which Red Ranger is your favorite?
That's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry you all had to see me crash out like that. Or on the verge of crashing out, I should say. I have never seen a list this terrible. I've seen Watch Mojo off camera, but this... Wow, this is terrible. Great job, CBR. You're the worst I have ever seen in my life. Now, back to what I said before, TJ. I would place him, like, at number 14. And everybody else can move up one. Ugh. This guy's stupid as hell. Like, I can't. I can't anymore. I can't rage quit anymore. Well, I know half of you probably didn't, but those of you who did enjoy, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You want to watch this video, link is in the description down below. As usual, I'm your main man, Mr. Dance Theater. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, so yeah.